about to find out, ladies and gentlemen. Take a sip of your soda, take a bite of your cheeseburger. Don't let it fly away because here come the X-Mods on a Friday night. They cast it up into turns 1 and 2. The number 13 of Jeff Hartley on the gas quickly as he'll stand on it down the back straightaway. He'll show the way. Ron Schreiner up to third already. The number 597. Ron Schreiner always makes big moves, huge moves on the starts. Started 6th outside for number 3. He's up to 3rd. Daniel Doherty working the hell out of the speedway. He'll try to get around Jeff Hartley, and he will. You're near racing on. And it's going to be Daniel Doherty. As Hartley left up lap number 1, we might have a lap number 2 different leader on a turn number 4. We will. Daniel Doherty will lead lap number 2. And here comes the modern day outlaw, Ron Schreiner. The 24D of Daniel Doherty sustains the lead in the outside of turns 1 and 2. The 597 of Ron Schreiner working the bottom of the speedway. He'll make it stick and he'll slide up the racetrack to pass the number 13 of Jeff Hartley. Hartley will slip back to 3rd. Then you got Joey. No, it's Scott Bintz in the number 1 is in your top 4. This time out of turn number 4, Doherty. First one to lead back to back. In this main event, Scott Bintz works the bottom of the speedway. He'll try to slide up the racetrack and do a slide jump on Jeff Hartley, but just not enough space for him, and he will not be able to complete it. Now Bintz going to try it again. Take 2 and 3 and 4. He'll go to the inside of Hartley, side by side. Hartley a little too high. Scott Bintz into 3rd. As he moves in for 3rd, now he's going to try to move into 2nd. He rolls in 3rd. Then you got the number 13 of Jeff Hartley rolling in your top 4. Top 5 with Brandon Farrington. Farrington in the number 50 up rolls in your top 5. Ryan Cousins going to go side by side for the top 6. Meanwhile, into 3 and 4, the modern day outlaw within striking distance. Right there in the bottom of the speedway, he's trying to get the lead. Will he pull off a Billy Moyer in that heat race where Moyer got the win there out of turn number 4? Well, we'll find out. Schreiner rolls in 2nd. Then you got Scott Bintz rolling in 3rd. Jeff Hartley, your top 4, top 5. Brandon Farrington. Ryan Cousins jumps up to 6th. As he's side by side battling like cats and dogs. Them two, him and Brian Clark. Clark to the outside. Out of turn number 4, Ryan Cousins going to squeeze and land to the top 5. Here comes Cousins. Side by side with that top 5, Farrington to the outside, Cousins to the inside. Darling Ford of Minnesota, Manitoba, Canada racer, Ryan Cousins into your top 5 and 36. Jeff Hartley will slip back to 4th, and Ryan Cousins just like that up to 4th. Then you got Jeff Hartley in 5th. Brandon Farrington in 6th. Brian Clark in 8th. Chad Olson 9th. Your top 10. Lance Schill with Ricky McGuire. Tyler Peterson. Alex Gonzalez. Brian Kakula. 3 wide for that top 10. It's Brian Kakula, Alden Hibner, and Chad Horst. With Dickie Gorham, Joey Raul, Sherman Barnett, James Binkley, and Melissa Gorham rounding out your field. As that's the way they run from head to tail. This time at turn number 4, a good race for the lead. As Ron Schreiner has the bottom of the speedway trying to get around the 24D of Daniel Doherty. Doherty to the outside, Schreiner to the inside, neck to neck for the lead. This time at turn number 4, Daniel Doherty's been running the hell out of the speedway, and he has found the Chalk Hill Express because he's on a rail. But not for long, because here comes the number 597 of Ron Schreiner. He has found a trample steam, and he'll jump to it. Out of 4 side by side, it's Doherty at the stripe still. Schreiner has yet to lead a lap in this main event, but he is a hair close as he's trying to attack the 24D of Doherty at the bottom of the speedway. But Doherty with a successful airstrike on the outside. They're side by side for the lead, still in 3 and 4. Neck to neck got a 4. This time at the stripe, it will be Schreiner working the bottom, but Doherty with a good run on the outside. Oh boy, this track in excellent shape. I mean, you got drivers using the bottom, which of course Schreiner right now, the high line, which of course is Doherty, the center, Scott Bintz, and your bottom, Brown Cousin. I mean, you could run anyone on this track right now. It is phenomenal. Marvelous right now, and especially the race for the lead. It is outstanding. Doherty, meanwhile, holding on to the lead at 24D, then the 597 of Ron Schreiner. Holding on to the 2nd spot, Scott Bintz in 3rd, Ryan Cousins 4th, with Jeff Hartley, your top 5. Out of your top 5 is going to be Brandon Farrington. Chad Olson going side by side for that 7th spot. He'll get it down the back straight away. Then Brian Clark. Lance Schill, Tyler Peterson, your top 10. Under your top 10, Ricky McGuire. Alex Gonzalez, Alden Hibner, Dickie Gorham. And Chad Horst, your top 15. Under your top 15 is Joey Raul. 82 Sherman Barnett. Brian Kakala, James Binkley, your top 15, the number 4, Melissa Gorham. 15 cars left on the racing surface. So right now, Ron Schreiner, your new leader at 597 as he gets around to 2014. Daniel Doherty, the number 1 S is Scott Bintz within striking distance. Also, we might go 3 wide here down the back straight away. Here comes Scott Bintz in the number 1 S. He's going to go try to make it a side-by-side battle with Doherty for second. And Doherty trying to get Ron Schreiner back. Now Doherty a little too high in 3 and 4. Scott Bintz going to swing right by him and he'll slice his way to second, the number 1 S. Scott Bintz sees daylight on the outside of the speedway. He's going to go side by side for the lead. Here comes Bintz. Doherty was leading it. Then Schreiner got around. Now, Bintz got around Doherty. Had the outside lane. They went side by side now for the lead. Bintz and Schreiner. Bintz at the bottom of the speedway. He does a crossover move. He'll slide up the racetrack. Ron Schreiner with enough momentum to get right by him, but not for long. You're going to go door to door. Down the back straightaway, still neck to neck for the lead. Who's it going to be? It's temperature number 4. 3 laps to go. Wow, lots of good racing. Still to come, 3 laps to go. These are the longest if you're the leader and you're in a side-by-side battle. And it's Scott Bintz and Ron Schreiner right now. Ryan Cousins, who finished 4th on Sunday, might just get another 4th tonight, but it looks like he's not done. Darling Ford, Manitoba, Canada. Ryan Cousins up to 2nd. And right now, don't forget, RealTruck.com added $500 to a points fund, well, a whole points fund. The top 10 drivers with the most points at the end of the Wild West Shootout, which is on Sunday night after the races. The top 10 in points. The winner gets $500, and they pay the rest of the top 10. Scott Bintz with RealTruck.com. Got to thank him. RealTruck.com, of course, based out of Jamestown, North Dakota. He is your current point leader. So Scott Bintz just might bank those $500 as he's your points leader. And with this win, he will for sure not lowercase tonight. He will capitalize. Ladies and gentlemen, he'll win his 2nd win this week. Scott Bintz in 1 ass in the 597 of the modern day outlaw Ron Schreiner, the 36 of Ryan Cousins, the 24D of Daniel Doherty, the 50F of Brandon Farrington.